Hello everyone, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Count Silver, and today we are back with more Corpse Factory. We're at the end. We're at the final ending. Oh, not the final ending, but we unlocked the true ending, which I assume is the canonical ending, because what else would you call a true ending? What do you even say at this point? Welcome. That's all I can say. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit all the endings into one video. I guess it depends on how long the endings are. I'm assuming they're not very long, considering the bonus ending wasn't very long, and Act 3 wasn't very long at all. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started today. Alright, so don't forget, this is from Noriko's perspective on the true ending here. I don't know how you unlock the other endings. I don't know if it's like a special combination you have to do or what. Maybe they just unlock and you can see what happens? I hope so, because I really don't have to go back and click through all this dialogue. Unless it changes significantly, but I don't see that happening. Sometimes on dark and overcast days, I can feel the cold bite of steel inside my gut. It's a phantom sensation that flickers and dissipates within moments. My doctor says it's nothing to be concerned about. That doesn't prevent me from pulling my clothes aside to examine the skin underneath. The sight of the scar does little to comfort me. I don't think I should have survived this injury. I don't think I should have walked away after regaining consciousness. But somehow I survived that encounter with Aoi. I mean, did you really? Did you actually? Because that was pretty intense what happened. According to what Aoi was seeing from her perspective. In the darkest recesses of my memory, I can vaguely recall the warmth of strong arms carrying me from that factory, carrying me to safety. Somebody saved me on that fateful day, but I don't know who. Regardless, I owed them my life, my new life, a life that is actually worth something. A life that doesn't consist of sulking in the shadows and pretending to be a beautiful corpse. I looked down at the empty plate before me and smiled. Oh, that's actually sweet. I'm still not accustomed to the sight of a finished meal, but I'm slowly learning to love it. My stomach feels full, truly full, not just full enough, like I used to force myself to believe. I've put on 4 pounds recently, 4 good, healthy pounds. My cheeks glow with vitality, and my skin is no longer the sickly color of ghastly flesh. The waiters at this restaurant are probably getting sick of seeing me in here every other day, but I don't mind. I eat well here, and I learned to cook at home too. Tomoe of all people taught me how to prepare dinner. I never expected to study the culinary arts under someone like her. She came back. It's beautiful. I'm hoping this is a good ending, because I love Tomoe, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her. Primarily. But she has a knack for bringing out the flavor in food. She says she's picked up a few things from years of caring for her kid siblings. I'm learning a lot from her. I push my plate to the side and take a sip of water. Time to pay the bill and get going. There are things to do tonight after all. Oh. Months have passed since the last time I set foot in these cursed grounds. The wafting stench of decay invades my nostrils and threatens to make me spill the contents of my stomach on the asphalt. It's a stench that I was once completely accustomed to. Yeah, I used to live in it. Now it's a sickening reminder of the person I used to be not so long ago. I didn't want to come here tonight. I didn't want to come here, ever. Yet here I am. Call it a hunch, or a premonition, or just a bad feeling, but some part of my mind urged me to visit this place after receiving a strange text message this morning. Why? A text message that seemed both alien and familiar at the same time. A solitary word decorated the contents of the message. Goodbye. Save the world, my final message. But what drew my attention the most was the image attached. A photo of a young woman. A young woman bent over backwards, her face obscured by matted hair and blood, and her chest exploding open from the inside. Like Alien, dude. The young woman in the photo was me. It was an image of my own corpse. The craftsmanship was excellent. The cadaver used to replicate my body looked just like me. My first assumption was that the human removal service sent this photo to me, but upon a moment of deliberation, that didn't seem to be the case. The Human Removal Service's activity has declined rapidly as of late. The number of murders or suicides, depending on how you look at it, across Tokyo have declarated so quickly, or decelerated, as not declarated, as decelerated so quickly that it's almost as if the Human Removal Service never existed at all. Besides, that organization had a particular trademark when sending out doctored corpse photos. They would include instructions with the message, instructions for the victim to follow, usually involving the murder of another victim. The message I received simply said goodbye. Is it Kojiro? I kind of was like assuming. A corpse photo feels personal. It's typical of the work I used to perform. I don't know why, I'm still skeptical that he did not die in that fire. Oh, I think I have a good reason to be. It's almost as if somebody took over the identity of Corpse Girl, the role that I once filled. I mean, it would have to be Aoi, right? That's crazy, isn't it? Sorry, I had to take a sip of water. Stay hydrated, fellas. I take a deep breath and stride toward the factory's entrance. What will we find? I almost choke as I breathe in the thick air. The stench of death hangs like smoke inside the factory. This place looks just as it did when I was last here. The notable exceptions are the fresh cadavers displayed there, here and there upon the warehouse racks. God, I think, I'm getting words mixed up, I don't know why. Somebody is living here. Somebody is continuing Corpse Girl's work. And somebody thought it would be wise to target me as a victim. Me, Noriko Kurosawa. Somebody made a fatal mistake. Animalistic instinct rises within me as my legs move with purpose. My feet claw at the damaged concrete ground with every step. I'll kill the new Corpse Girl. I'll kill her and bury her. I mean, you're still got your psychotic tendencies, apparently. Enough is enough. I'll end the cycle of death that I started so long ago.
Hello? Who are you?
A meek voice slinks through the darkness, tugging aside the veil of silence ever so gently. I concentrate hard in order to identify the direction it came from. If I'm taken off guard, even for just a second, it may be my end. Oh my god. My life. I'm done. Can I truly get through a video? Can I truly? Let me give it one more go. My left. The voice came from my left. I spin on one heel and immediately feel bile rise in my throat.
May I help you with something?
Hey. She really was not kidding when she said she was taking on her persona.
What the fuck is this?
That's Noriko. That's clearly Noriko Kurosawa. Can't you tell? I mean, the outfit, the hair, it's all coming together.
My name is Noriko. Noriko Kurosawa. It's nice to meet you.
She's like gaslit herself into thinking this. Like she's already like on the brink of insanity.
What's your name? Aoi? Is that you?
I feel like I'm looking into a twisted mirror. The girl before me is not me, and yet...
Are you here to buy a corpse?
Bye.
I have plenty on display. You can browse as much as you like. But that one on the end of the rack is reserved. Sorry.
She runs her grimy hand through her unwashed hair and scratches her scalp violently. A fleck of spickle drips from her lower lip. Spittle? What are these words? Why would you say spit? I don't... God. I know it's probably just like a small amount, but even regardless. A fleck of spittle drips from her lower lip as her eyes glaze over. This is Aoi Sato. Despite her hair and the makeup and the clothes, my old clothes, her voice is the same as I remember.
Aoi, knock it off. You're scaring me.
Girl, you got much more problems to deal with. I mean, she's the one that stabbed you.
Who is Aoi? Is that your name? Well, it's nice to meet you, Aoi. My name is Noriko.
moment of clarity brings immediate understanding. God, I think I'm just like blind or something, because I swear I see words a certain way, and then it's like different. Like, and I'm like, that doesn't sound right when I say it. Just like I was torn between my own identity and that of Corpse Girl's, Aoi has become me. But her transformation hasn't been unkind to her. Any recognition of her previous self has vanished. She doesn't even know her real name. After everything I've been through, I should be more forgiving to someone struggling with their identity. I should be understanding and sympathetic. Aoi, Noriko, gasp for air as my fingers clutch her throat. I ran my knee into her stomach and smashed her into the warehouse racking, causing several stiff cadavers to crash to the ground around us.
Stop.
Aoi has lost herself. She has discarded all remnants of who she once was. I'm fine with that. I can almost relate to it. But I'm Noriko Kurosawa. I have reclaimed my true self, and I won't let her become me. I am Noriko Kurosawa. And this bitch that stabbed me and left me for dead, will not take my life away from me.
Die!
No, she's psycho. She's still psycho. She's not fixed. I don't know what, like, my thought process was when I was like, maybe she's getting better. No, she's just done with the corpse girl thing. She's still a psycho. I press Aoi against the steel racks and feel something within her frail body either bend or break. Her dull, tired eyes begin to droop, and the hands scratching at my wrist suddenly give up the fight. Dang, she snap her neck? I realize I'm panting heavily as I clutch her neck. Her own ragged breathing synchronizes with mine. It's almost as though we are one person. No, she is not me.
You are not me!
I scream and feel my fingernails puncture her skin. Phew. My fingers pierce her neck and drill into her flesh, stopping only when they clasp tightly around her spinal column. With all the strength I can pull from within me, I twist my arm and throw Aoi to the blood-splattered concrete. She hits the ground unceremoniously, her lightweight body barely making a sound as her vacant, dead eyes stare up at the cracked ceiling. What? Is this her? Is that what she looks like? That's rough. I never imagined I'd have to dig up this grave for a second time. Oh. When I buried Corpse Girl in the gardens below our former apartment, I didn't predict I'd have to see her again so soon. I see. Okay. I was like, Jesus, Aoi let go of herself. And here she is, still rotten and miserable. I thought her burial was going to be the end of it all. A symbolic gesture to help me leave behind the person I had become. It was a way to reclaim my former self and bury the past. Corpse Girl doesn't say anything when she sees me lift the dirt from her resting place. She doesn't give any indication that she even notices my presence. So one big thing I think here is that she actually did the killing herself this time. And that's probably the first actual like kill she has on her name. So Noriko, you could have technically probably gotten away with it in a sense. And maybe she still does, I don't know, but like she could have maybe gotten away with it because she technically didn't kill anybody. Like, yeah, she's like, oh, you know, well, no, because Aoi did all the killing anyway. So really, she's innocent technically. Maybe harassment at the most. Fine, be that way. I couldn't care less.
I've brought a friend for you.
How lovely, Noriko. You're so sweet.
Someone to keep you company.
What a thud. With a great deal of effort, I haul the body of Aoi into the narrow pit and let it collapse beside Corpse Girl. The girl in my old clothes seems to cuddle up to her new companion. It's almost fitting that the person who became me should rest eternally beside the person I had tried to become. I think I can rest easy knowing that they're both in the ground. I think nothing further can prevent me from being Noriko.
Suppose I should say a few words. my best friend, Aoi. And I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry that I only ever wanted to save myself. I hope that you at least found some happiness by becoming me. Goodbye.
I clutch the small shovel in my hand and begin to fill in the makeshift grave. I would say so. I would say she was pretty happy on those last few months, I suppose. Dirts and rocks pile into the pit slowly. I mistake the faint howl of the wind as a final moan from the girl I once knew as Aoi. Are you sure? Covered in dirt and grime and blood and muck and God knows what else, I collapse onto the floor in my new apartment. I'm very fortunate I managed to find this place. Someone moved out in a hurry, and I was able to move it right in and just the first month's rent paid up front. I mean, you know what happened last time with that, right? Don't know if I'll be able to afford next month's payment, but I'll face that challenge when it arrives. For now, everything is finally over. I should shower or bathe, or at least scrub the filth from my skin. But I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. This is the price of being Noriko Kurosawa. I roll over into my side and grab my phone, slowly bringing it to my eye level. An involuntary frown masks my dirt-encrusted face when I notice the icon for one missed call on my screen, an unknown number. Guarantee you it was not Aoi. A short message tells me that the caller left a voicemail. I don't know who would have called me at such a late hour. It's well past midnight after all. I close my eyes and let the voicemail play.
Hey.
I knew it. I knew he survived. I'm not that dense.
Bit late. Saw us.
Oh, dude, I hate you.
We should talk. Call me.
Epilogue. We're not even done. A year later. God, I'm so sick of him. The book is almost warm in my hand. It's a pristine volume, fresh off the printing press. Paperback, though what I would prefer hardback. Been a while since I last published a book. Years. The few fans I have probably thought I disappeared off the face of the planet. I did in a way. Not my fault. Death is death. Nobuo Sinclair died in a fire inside his family home. That was a long time ago. Even though my name burned to ash, my body survived. I had to pick up a new name after that. Can't wander this planet without one. This body went on living for quite a while with the new name. I even grew to like it. Then the strangest thing happened. Another fire. Inside a morgue this time. The new name went up in flames. My body survived. Again. Fate? Don't know. Felt a bit lost after that. Felt a bit unlike anybody. I decided to pick the old name back up, dusted it off, pinned it on my chest. Nobuo Sinclair. It's always suited me. Mother gave it to me after all. This time, I didn't want to completely disregard my existence. Time spent as another man, too much happened. I've got too much to tell, too many tales to keep to myself. So this new book tells the entire story from start to end. Brother. I had already called that shit earlier. Wasn't easy typing page after page with only one arm. One of the most taxing and challenging things I've ever attempted. But now it's done. Soon, this new volume will hit store shelves across the country. The world will know everything. I use pseudonyms. That's how they pronounce it online. I used pseudonyms throughout the book to protect the identities of the guilty. Didn't print Noriko Kurosawa's real name even once. Didn't identify Junpei Matsumoto or Aoi Sato. Didn't call out Tomoe Watanabe or even that wannabe detective that always chases me, Shinya Fujikawa. And most importantly, I didn't print my previous name. Not that name, anyway. I confessed a lot of things within this text. I even confessed my involvement with the Human Removal Service. Getting caught up in that organization's web of death wasn't something I ever intended to do. It wasn't something Kojiro ever would have done, but it was necessary. Necessary in order to finish this latest book. Nobel Sinclair rose through the ranks of the Shadow Society within mere weeks. Chalk it up to this, or my macabre experiences. I've gotten better at that. Couldn't have done it without the connections I formed as Kojiro. Couldn't have done any of this without him. I'm at the top of the ladder now, so to speak. Got a bunch of killers on my prey roll. Even the dog Junpei is on my leash now. Don't know where I'll go from here. Original plan was to shut the Human Removal Service down, delete its existence as a final act of love for Noriko. But the power is nice. The power is intoxicating. Again, Kojiro wouldn't have toyed around with something like this. I'm not Kojiro. I look over the book in my hand once more. It's heavy, full of words that carry more weight than they should. Whether people believe the content of this book is out of my control, but those with the keen intellect will surely be able to piece the truth together. My eyes scan the cover and read over the large embossed letters. Corpse Factory, a novel by Nobel Sinclair. I've never been more proud of my work. Yeah. Okay, buddy. The end. We did it. We made it to the final end. I hope it doesn't have copyrighted music for the credits. Yay! Well, that was the whole game. I guess that's the true ending of the game. Thoughts, comments? Yeah, I don't know. I assume he didn't kill Noriko. I'm assuming she's still alive. Because otherwise, well, maybe not actually. Maybe he put her ass in that apartment room. I don't know. That's what I assume he did to his ex-girlfriend or whatever it was. And assuming that's what he was gonna do to Noriko too. But I don't know. I mean, it never really fully states that. He never even mentions it. He just talks about how he was gonna shut down the Human Removal Service as a final act of love for Noriko. That obviously didn't happen. I'm honestly, I don't know. It was definitely interesting. I don't know where it would have went from there. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I say that in my mind, I'm pretty sure that he killed her the same way he killed his ex-girlfriend, a quote-unquote ex-girlfriend. Maybe he's just delusional. Maybe this woman isn't even his ex. I don't know. Well, no, because we have that flashback. But even so, like, I can't trust anything, it seems like, in this game. It's really, I don't know, they really lost me at the end, I feel like. And not in the, like, in a way of, like, trying to figure out what happened, just in, like, a storytelling perspective. I really liked the first part of it, and, like, I was even, like, cool with the second part, but man, once that third act hits, it kind of tapers off a little bit. And I don't know. It was not my favorite ending in the world. But that's the true ending. There's multiple endings, so maybe I have to figure out how to get those. We will see. Okay, so I was messing around. I assume we can just view the endings. Like, we don't have to go back and do anything else. So we've already seen the bonus ending and the epilogue and the true ending. So there's 3 different endings, technical endings. So let's do the false ending next. I wonder how you unlock that. If you just don't do the bonds, I guess? Like, what would change? You know what I mean? Aoi and I used to always dream about getting away, breaking away from all the stress and tension of everyday world. She dreamt of going somewhere cold for a winter getaway, Somewhere she could snuggle up by a warm fireplace and drink hot cocoa and feel at peace. I told her I'd like to visit a sunny holiday destination. But I don't know why I said that back then. It was a lie. I hated the sun. The harsh light and the warmth always used to feel my skin, used to leave my skin feeling prickly and scorched. However, things have changed. Through no plans of my own. What the fuck am I saying? I feel like I'm just losing brain cells. For some reason, leaving behind the life of Corpse Girl helped me appreciate a few of the little things in life. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just happy I survived. Maybe I'm just glad that I don't have to keep living in that accursed apartment. I haven't fully recovered from the stab wound Aoi inflicted upon me. I haven't fully recovered from the scars she left in my heart. I don't think I will ever be 100% healthy again. My doctor says these things take time, but maybe a slight limp and a dull ache in my gut from time to time is a small price to pay for my life. I made the decision a few weeks ago to attempt a beachside vacation. It went well. Pale, ghostly Noriko sat on the beach and attempted to get a tan. I did it for myself, not out of some misguided notion that I should live out a dream vacation for Aoi's sake. Aoi can go on her own damn vacation whenever she wants. It's not like she's limping around with a cane and a serpentine scar across her beautiful skin. It's not like she has to struggle against the entire world just to get on an airplane. The beach was gorgeous. The water was pristine. I'd never seen anything like it in all of my life. But those moments of sunshine and relaxation were fleeting. Sitting alone now in this empty apartment makes that painfully clear. I had to return to Tokyo eventually. It was inevitable. But it feels like there's nothing more here for me anymore. Maybe I'll move once more, go to Osaka or Nagoya? I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. No one in Tokyo for me. Aoi, Kojiro, they're either dead or dead to me. Tomoe doesn't call me. Don't answer her messages. Oh man, she's just alone. It really sucks. It makes me appreciate the first ending more. Shinya. Nothing. No one in Tokyo for me. My eyelids close gently and the sweet embrace of sleep takes me. I decide to go for a walk to clear my head. She's dead. But after returning to my new apartment building, I somehow forgot my apartment number. I've only just moved in after all.
Shit. How could I forget something so important?
I wander the cold hallways, trying to locate my place. 238, 248, which one was it? Completely lost, I decided to turn around and search in the opposite direction. As I turned, a slightly open door catches my attention. Who would leave their door open? Anyone could walk into your apartment and steal your belongings. I guarantee it was you. This thought quickly scampers off as I find myself pushing the door ever so gently. It swings open slowly, revealing a room lit only by a flickering light of a television.
Hello? You left your door open. Is anyone in there?
My timid voice sounds unfamiliar to my own ears. I realize that I've rarely spoken in the last few days, save for the occasional pleasantry exchanged with the staff from the moving company. When no answers from within the room is forthcoming, I take a careful step inside. No sound comes from the television in the corner. It has been muted, but the screen has been left on for some reason. My eyes strain to peer into the near darkness. Once my eyes finally decipher the scene before me, I realize that I'll never be able to delete the vision that has plagued me for the most of my life. What? My mother hangs from the ceiling, a rope coiled around her neck like a boa constrictor. Her mouth is agape, a half smile, half scream upon her lips. Her eyes are vacant and stained black with the filthy muck of regret. And her legs dangle, helpless, unable to secure a foothold upon the chair that has fallen to the ground. The chair that I kicked out from under her while I laughed and laughed along with Yuriko. A thick clump of bile bubbles up from my throat, and it takes all of my strength to resist kneeling over and vomiting. The body hanging above me, the soulless corpse peering down at me. This is not my mother. This is not. This person, this nameless woman, She's been dead for hours at least. I didn't kick the chair out from under her. Yuriko isn't here laughing alongside me. I'm here alone. The woman isn't struggling. She isn't pleading for help or forgiveness. She isn't cursing her stupid mistake. She is gone. Just gone. Her soul has departed for whatever afterlife awaits us once we leave this purgatory. She is nothing more than a hanging corpse, nothing more than a sack of flesh and bone. The disgusting urge to throw up begins to ebb away as I stare up at the ceiling. The light of the television illuminates the corpse's face briefly, revealing skin gently kissed by light freckles and eyes creased with soft wrinkles. She's older than me, perhaps by a decade, but she is by no means less beautiful than I am. Her hair is long and soft, and I get a sudden urge to brush it aside, to sweep it away from her eyes and tell her everything is going to be okay. Before I can even understand it, I'm standing upon the bed in order to reach up to the ceiling. I rest one hand lightly on her shoulder, then I go ahead and brush some of those stray locks from her eyes with my fingers. If I look past those empty eyes, those eyes that stare at me and see everything I am, when I look past them, I see a truly gorgeous woman before me. I'm utterly entranced by her. I rest my cheek against hers, her skin still surprisingly warm. Perhaps she did not perish long ago, as I initially assumed. Noriko, what are you doing? What is this?
I'm sorry.
I don't know why I say those words. Maybe it's guilt? Guilt. I caused a lot of people to end up like her, forced them to end their own lives out of fear or distress or desperation. No, that's wrong. I'm not guilty of those things. Corpse Girl is the one responsible. It's not my fault those people died. I wasn't myself. Regardless, to think that I helped Corpse Girl destroy so much beauty makes me feel ill. You know, and another thing is it was crazy. She still doesn't know that she was, not the one to do that. She still doesn't know that Aoi was the one behind all that. That's crazy.
What's your name?
The corpse doesn't answer.
A silent type, eh? That's okay. It's kind of cute.
Somebody get this girl some help immediately.
My name's Noriko. Are you hungry? Can I treat you to a meal?
What are you up to? No reply.
Shh. It's okay. Come on. I'll get you down from there. Let's get you dressed. I'll put you in something nice. It's warm outside, so how about a light dress?
Nothing. Okay. It takes some time to unloop the rope from her neck and return her to the floor safely. Some part of my subconscious knows exactly how to move her carefully, to dress her, to apply her makeup and bring out her inner beauty. I can't recall if I've done something like this before. Have I taken a corpse out to dinner before? I can't recall if I just read about it in a book, or if I've experienced a similar situation. Just because she's dead doesn't mean that I shouldn't treat her right. Just because she's dead doesn't mean she's not beautiful and worthy of my love. After a bit of time, my gorgeous friend is dressed to impress. We're ready to go out for dinner. She's not very talkative, so I'll place her order and keep the conversation going. People might look at us, they might stare, or even judge us. But we'll be okay. We're two beautiful young women, simply enjoying each other's company. She'll start to decay soon, like a strange flower wilting moments after being taken out of water. As for me, hot strange flower, ha 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 ha, just like the book that she read. I think that I've been decaying for a long time. I hope this nameless corpse girl can help me feel alive again. She offers me a slight smile as I take her hand and lead her out into the blinding lights of the hallway. I blush. She essentially gets another corpse girl. Essentially. Like, she's basically like, just like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again. I don't care. Yeah, that makes me appreciate the first ending a lot more. And then we have what they call the hell ending, which doesn't sound fun at all. I'm gonna take a sip of water before I do this one. This one's gonna be, I don't know. I'm worried. It's a good way to put it. Once again, 3 months. The office?
Good morning.
Oh,
Sorry I'm late.
hello? I make a quick apologetic bow to my coworkers before hurrying over to my desk. No one seems too bothered about my tardiness. A few people offer a raised eyebrow, but they quickly return to their own work. I take a seat at my workstation and switch my computer on. It whirls to life as I organize my belongings. From my handbag, I receive some key items. First is my canned coffee, still ice cold thanks to the convenience store's powerful refrigeration. Second is my headphones. I can't complete a day of tedious data entry without listening to music. Last but not least is my phone. The screen is a little cracked, and the protective case has seen better days, but it's invaluable to me. Something feels slightly off as I look at the screen. There's a nagging feeling in my mind, some small voice telling me that this isn't my phone, but I know it's mine. The familiar red case, the spiderweb fractures are inching across the glass. It's my phone, no doubt about it. Pushing the strange thoughts from my mind, I turn my attention to my computer. It doesn't take long to read over the day's list of tasks. I'll be continuing what I started yesterday. Easy.
Noriko?
Shinya. I'm startled by the sudden vocalization of my name. I don't know why. People call me by my name every day. Don't they?
Oh, hello, Fujikawa.
Shinya Fujikawa is standing at my desk, scratching his cheek awkwardly. I get the feeling he wants to approach a topic of conversation that makes him nervous.
I wanted to apologize. I haven't been present in the office of late. Was there anything you needed to discuss with me during my absence?
I think about the question. Shinya and I don't really need to talk on a day-to-day basis. His work is fairly unrelated to mine. I'm just a data entry temp after all. But we do have a history together, I suppose. We went to school together after all. We were never exactly friends. Actually, I always kind of had the feeling he had a crush on me, but he's not really the type of guy to make a confession. Aoi always used to joke about how he and I would make a cute couple, but I could never see it. He was, and still is, far too dull for my taste. Aoi? Why does that name sound so distant? I try to put a face to the name, but my mind draws a blank. She was my best friend, and yet...
Noriko?
Oh, sorry. I get lost in my own head sometimes.
Yes, I see.
I'm so confused as to what's happening here.
Well, if there's nothing you need, then I'll be on my way.
Okay then.
Say,
Hmm?
your old friend, Aoi Sato? Have you heard from her lately?
How does he not know? Like, what am I witnessing?
No.
I'm truly in hell. They knew what they were doing when they called it that.
Actually, I feel like something must have happened to her. We haven't spoken in God knows how long.
Is that so? That's too bad.
I find it odd that he leaves the conversation with those last words. He simply walks away from my desk. My phone cries out, the unfamiliar ringtone, one that I never selected, splits my head wide open and prompts my brain to spill out between the cracks in my skull. I squeeze the sludgy gray matter back into my head and blink a few times, then realize that my brain is not actually leaking. Just a trick of the light? What the fuck? I'm what? Oh my god, what is happening? I struggle to maintain eye contact with the screen. The caller ID flashes across the device, identifying the caller as Noriko. Me, my own name, myself. Noriko is calling me. I'm calling myself? A dull ache still throbs within my head as though it's been recently emptied. I answer the call.
Hello?
I hear a sharp inhalation of breath, and then the call cuts out. It takes a few seconds for me to realize I'm crying. Shinya is at my side, his arm around my shoulders, and within seconds the rest of my coworkers are staring down at me. I'm on the floor, my face nestled within the plush office carpet, but I don't know how I got there. I'm supposed to be stoic, unflinching. It's my ideology, my entire identity. So much for stoic, unflinching Noriko. Remember stoic, unflinching Noriko? Maybe if I just close my eyes, I can make everything return to normal and start this day over again. The The stairs upward feel particularly difficult to climb today. What? Just nobody cares? It was a rather strange day at the office, but I feel that returning home to my family will make me better. Shinya took me to the train station and waited until I boarded my train. It was really sweet of him. I don't fully recall the things that he said to me. He might have mentioned something about not needing to return to the office anymore. Maybe all my work there is completed? My head is still a bit fuzzy, but I'll sift through the details after a hot shower later tonight. Since the sun is beginning to go down, I think the others should be home by now. Yuriko is probably relaxing on the sofa, and Mother should be definitely here, since she doesn't leave the apartment these days. I unlock the door to the apartment and wander inside. Damn.
I'm home.
Damn. I figured that was gonna happen. Well, there's gonna be some dead people here. Stepping through the front door is always a comforting feeling. It's good to return after a long day at work.
There you are. Good evening, Big Sis. Good evening, Mom.
Yuriko offers me a warm smile. She's changed a lot recently. Her foul, rebellious attitude disappeared when she moved in. Maybe she simply wanted our family to be reunited again. Maybe her delinquency was all just an act, a way of trying to deny what she really wanted, to simply return home. Mother, on the other hand, doesn't really regard my entrance. That's nothing to be concerned about. She's always distant and aloof.
Shall we order in tonight? I'm thinking some pizza would be delicious.
Yuriko nods. The act causes a small clump of her hair to detach and flutter to the floor. I'm looking forward to a quiet night with my family and some pizza. I never had the opportunity to enjoy these moments when I was growing up. In those days, I was simply grateful for the nights I could go to bed without a new bruise or gash to cover up. Mother used to kick me and slap me, but hang on. I look at her now, slumped on the couch, completely lost in her own world. That's not the mother that used to abuse me. That's not the mother that was married to my father. And Yuriko never used to stand up for me, but that's because Yuriko was never there when I was growing up. Where was she? I shut my eyes and try to sift through the confusing fragments of memories swirling within my mind. She's not my mother, this woman before me. She's Noriko's mother. That's it. That's how I know her. Wait. Of course she's my mother. I'm Noriko, duh. How could I forget something so simple? Yuriko was there when I was growing up. The reason she never stood up for me is because no one ever abused me. God, I don't know why I get so confused and frazzled like this sometimes. I smile at my loving family and clap my hands together.
Okay, I'm going to order dinner. Is everyone happy with barbecue pizza?
Yo, barbecue pizza, you're crazy, Aoi. You're crazy for that. Yuriko nods, and Mother lets out a quiet snore of approval. I whip my phone up to eye level and open a delivery app. I notice that my battery only has 8% left. I should charge it up before it dies on me. I keep a charger here in the living room, so it only takes me a second to waltz over to the wall socket. As I lean down to grab the charger, I see that another phone is already plugged in. Another phone? The case is blue, and the screen doesn't have a trace of damage on it. Whose phone is this? I nervously tap the screen and see a list of noise notifications. There are a lot of messages from someone named Junpei. Junpei? It's a name that doesn't ring a bell. I check to see if the phone is unlocked by pressing my thumb against the home button. Strangely, my fingerprint unlocks the phone instantly. My fingerprint? But this isn't my phone. This can't be my phone. The messages from Junpei all open in quick succession. Babe, good news, hit me up. Waiting for you. Coffee today? Are you mad at me? Talk to me, my whittled cherry blossom? That's so cringe. I miss you. Did I do something wrong? That splitting sensation inside my skull returns as my eyes devour the contents of the never-ending string of messages. I feel like I know this person, but I can't picture a face. I can't picture any scenario in which we would have ever met or spent time together. Why does he speak to me in such a familiar way? Wait, he's not speaking to me. Of course, this is my phone. So, these messages were never intended for me. I throw the phone aside, happy to have broken free of my concern. It doesn't matter who the phone belongs to. It's not mine, so I don't have to deal with it. I plug my own phone into the charger and feel relieved as I watch the battery icon slowly fill up.
Okay, Mom, Yuriko, I'm going to go take a shower while my phone charges. I'll order dinner after that. I promise. Thank you for being patient.
For the first time in a while, Mother actively responds to my voice. Hey, yo. What?
Noriko?
She's actually alive? Her lid lifts slightly, and she regards me with her dull eyes.
Mom? Where am I? You're not Noriko.
Ooh. A bead of sweat forms on my forehead, and a shiver crawls slowly down my spine like a spider. Her firm, accusatory tone immediately chills me to the bone.
Of course it's me, Mom. It's me, Noriko. No. You're... Where am...
Panic settles on her delirious face. I don't exactly blame her for being scared and confused. She's been in a near vegetative state ever since she attempted suicide. She just snapped out of it? Like, that's crazy. But for her to not recognize me? For her to forget what her own daughter looks like? That's inexcusable. Unforgivable. I'm Noriko, damn it. I fall to my knees. The splitting, throbbing, aching pain in my skull reaches a crescendo, threatening to blow my brains out across the living room.
Noriko!
That's gotta be traumatizing to see your other child, like, dead and decaying next to you, if she sees it.
Noriko Kurosawa! Look at me, Mom. Look at me.
Mother's eyes widen and she looks like she's going to vomit. She turns to see Yuriko, white and ghastly, in the seat next to her, and a tear forms in her eye.
What have you done? What is this? Just shut up! Just shut up and be a part of my perfect family!
Oh my god, I've seen this before.
Look at us! All three of us! We're the Kurosawa family, and we're finally back together! We're happy, right? We're happy.
I don't know if you're happy or not, to be honest. Still on my knees, I slowly lower my head to the ground and let it rest on the soft carpet. I barely register the sound of the door behind me opening slowly. After the creaking hinges come to a rest, a strong voice floods my ears.
Yo, Harold.
Oh, damn.
You're Noriko no longer. Gotta work for you.
The source of the voice wanders towards me and towers above my face-down form. He said I'm no longer Noriko. Can my identity just slip away so easily? Can it vanish into thin air like that was never truly a part of me?
I will always be. I am Noriko!
I leap to my feet and launch myself at the man who dared to enter my apartment and tell me that I'm not truly who I want to be. I barely catch a glimpse of his face before he pummels me in the nose with a broad fist. I'm on the floor again in an instant, the dizzying lights above me spinning in my blurred vision.
Get up. Get your things. We're cleaning up after Corpse Girl's mess.
I really said playtime's over. Damn. That's interesting. So I'm assuming that she's still, like, Noriko's still going crazy, and unfortunately for them, he said, okay, playing house is over with, you're coming with me, which is crazy. It's crazy that we saw her mother. I wasn't expecting that. And she just snaps out of her vegetative state, and she's just like, what the, you just gonna leave her there? What's going on with that? Anyway, there's one more. It's this crow factory. I'm not gonna lie, I spoiled myself a little with this because I didn't know what it was. You click it. Noriko Kurosawa. Caw. What is this? Like, oh. What is happening here? Where am I? What world am I in? I've always liked the shape of my wings, Ka. I can be critical about other parts of my body, but I'll never complain about my wings, Ka. With or without feathers, I think they look great. Caw. Mother used to tell me I inherited her wings, and my big sister inherited father's wings. To be honest, I don't see any of father's feathers in myself or my sister, Ka, but I do agree that my wings are exact replicas of my mother's. Mother doesn't fly too well anymore, and that may be something I have to also worry about in the future. But for now, my wings are perfect, Ka, and I couldn't be happier with them. Today's morning ritual is the same as any other workday. I'm a slave to the shiny things, and I'm not proud of it, Kaka. Call me a corporate sellout, but I can't survive without the shiny things. That's just the cost of being me. Noriko Kurosawa Ka. My alarm goes off at 6. The early bird catches the worm after all, Ka. I skip breakfast because I don't want to get my beak dirty by digging in the dirt. I'm out of my cramped nest by 6:45 a.m., Ka. Oh, are we gonna meet more birds? The static drone of workspace noise fills my ear holes. Chirping, ringing phones, feathers tapping against keyboards, photocopiers, even the steady low hum of the air conditioner contributes to the overall din, Ka. Before I can take a step toward my desk, a mocking trill whispers behind me. Chrome away. You look like bird shit. They don't even voice act it. Dang it. Oh God, you know, this should have been the game. Looks like you've been sleeping in a tree. It sits ya, screen. I don't know what she's talking about. I can't really focus on what she's saying. You know, I'm talking here. It's rude to ignore the eldest bird in the nest. Scree! I swallow in an attempt to moisten my parched throat before speaking in a cracked voice. Do you need something, Kaka? Nah, I'm done with you, skank. Scree! Chrome away, turns tail and walks away. I sigh and sit down in my office chair. Why do I feel so exhausted, Ka? I need to calm down and focus on Crow Girl's work. I can't let things like exhaustion or social anxiety stand in my way, Ka. I take a deep breath. I'm in control now. I'm myself again. I'm Nori Crow, stoic and unflinching, Ka. I'm Crow Girl, successful and feared. I can kill people as easily as I can manipulate simple tools in order to obtain food, Ka. What is this? I don't know how long this really is. I just started this. This may be too long of a video, to be honest, but dude, I can't skip it. People like Chromaway should be scared of me. People like Chromaway shouldn't mess with me. I'm in control now. Ka. This is like a speed run, essentially, of the whole story, I'm pretty sure. I decided to visit an old favorite hangout today. An old perch, if you will. Public libraries don't get the credit they deserve in this age. They're quiet, calm, soothing. Ka. I can sit in here for hours, for free, and just get lost in different worlds. I don't feel judged here. Nobody looks at me and mocks my feathers or my beak. Nobody looks at me and asks if I've eaten enough worms lately, Ka. Nobody makes fun of me. A lonely bird in the corner reading Lovecraft and calmly preening her feathers. Krojiro? This is a good look for him, honestly. Crothulu, huh? You a Lovecraft nerd? I blink twice and look up at the strange bird standing over me. Huh? Saws. Didn't mean to interrupt, Ku. Noticed you reading Lovecraft. Huh. In Japanese, too. Didn't know this book had been translated, Ku. Yeah. My English isn't great, so I read the translated versions, Kaka. That's mad. Do they translate exoteric names? Can't imagine Cthulhu being easy to write in kanji, Ku. Well, it's written in katakana, so... Of course. Krojiro, Ku. The bird extends a wing, and I can't tell if he wants to shake it or pass him my book. What? I'm Krojiro. You? Nori Crow. Kurosawa, Ka. Nice. Just Krojiro for me, Ku. No last name. Call me Kroji. You don't have a last name? Used to. Lost it. Fell out of the nest, you know. I'm just Krojiro now. This guy is weird. His feathers smell like they've been dragged through the dirt. His face is unshaven. Writer's note. I've got no bird joke for unshaven. Sorry. Plucked? Ugh. I'm glad we got, like, we're really getting some insider knowledge with this one. And his eyes are scarily clear and focused, despite being masked by a pair of thick, didn't mean to keep you, saws again. Later. And without so much as a glance back to me, the bird hops away. I try to return to my own thoughts, but that whole conversation just replays back in my head. What a bizarre encounter, Ka. Maybe I'll just head back to the nest for today. Writer's note. I'm out of bird jokes. Crow Factory can't just end here, can it? What will become of Crow Girl? Who will stop Krokyo City from being overrun by bad bird jokes? Should I have created this abomination of a minigame? Ka. Thanks for playing. Well, honestly, I thought we were about to get a whole summary of the game. I was like, I'm scared. I don't know if I have time for this. But, that's it. That's Course Factory. That's the whole game. What can I say? I stand by what I said. The ending was kind of lacking for me. Compared to the other endings, honestly, the hell ending was pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. But, like, I guess the true ending is truly the best ending. But even, like, because, like, I mean, Tomoe is still helping Noriko out, surprisingly. I don't know why she would. But I'm glad that she did. And we're done. That's it. Congratulations, you made it through the end of Corpse Factory with me. After like 26 hours. I didn't even expect this game to be that long, if I'm being completely honest with everybody. I was like, this will be a quick little game to play. Boy, was I wrong. It is not quick. I mean, I guess it could be. But when you're like talking and deliberating every once in a while, it can get a bit murky. The waters can get a little bit dirty in times, you know? So it took me a little bit longer, but we're done. And I think this is part 30, so it's like really kind of evens out perfectly. Very happy with that. I really appreciate everybody that's been here. If you've been watching since the beginning, special thank you to you. You're amazing, and I really appreciate you sticking it out with me. If you're new and you kind of got like halfway, or if you're watching this is the like first video you're watching of it, thank you as well. I really appreciate anybody that comes in and hangs out with me as we explore the weird and unknown when it comes to visual novels. So this one was an interesting one. It was definitely a little darker than what I've normally been playing recently, but I will say the concept was fantastic. I love the concept. I just think the ending fell off. I'm just giving my honest opinion. I don't, you know, and if you enjoyed it, you loved it, that is great. And I think, you know, I think that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone can form their own opinion. You don't have to take mine and say, you know what, he was right on that just because I said it. If you think differently, then, you know, I think that's also fantastic. So once again, guys, I love and appreciate every single one of you. We will be starting something new. I'm going to try to do my 100 subscriber special very soon. I got to get it set up. I don't know how well it's going to go. I'm hoping it's going to go well. So you guys will see. It's coming up soon. And I really appreciate you guys being patient with me on that as well. Because I think I've planned something kind of fun for us to do. And I think it'll just be fun, something to have a good time with. So once again, guys, thank you guys for being here. This has been Corpse Factory. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten through it. And I will see you guys on whatever we do next. Once again, you are very much appreciated and loved. I've said that 5 times already, but I think, you know, it wouldn't hurt to say it again. And this has been Obediently Yours, Count Silver, signing off.